Business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
The Garrett County Celtic Festival and Highlands Games return to Friendsville, Maryland this Saturday, June 6th. Experience incredible live music from Sean Healy, Shanty Irish, and Aurora Celtic, along with dance, athletics, interactive workshops, and more. Bring the whole family. Kids 12 and under get it free. It all happens this Saturday at the Friendsville Community Park. To learn more information and to grab tickets, go to gccelticfestival.org. That's gccelticfestival.org.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borges.
Fireworks over Fayette is back. As part of the county and the country's historic 250th anniversary, join us Sunday, June 28th for the annual tradition filling the Fayette County night sky. Brought to you by Love Fayette and the Fayette County Chamber of Commerce. Want to help keep this celebration alive? Past sponsors and local businesses, we welcome your support. To help in continuing this annual tradition honoring America, email info@lovefayette.org.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Your station WMBS, and welcome to yet another edition of
Hot Topics with Kendall and Bill, being brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, Madewell Services, Full Lawn Care and Cleaning Services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks and Baugh's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. 724-438-4593. We will be open conversation here a little bit later. We are live streaming on our WMBS Facebook page. Paul and Russ are going to be joining us later for just the recap of the town hall. We'll get into that later. But first, we have special guests. This is turning into another tradition, Rhonda.
Yeah.
She's, if you can see her on the camera, there she is. We have Mindy Breakiron and Sean Anker.
Hello.
Hi. And we are going to talk about the third annual Officer Zane Breakiron Memorial Ride and Cash Party. And that's going to be on June 27th at the AMVETS in Hopwood. The bike rides sign up at 9 a.m. Kickstands up at 10:45. You'll arrive back at the AMVETS at 2 p.m. And it is 123 Buttermilk Lane in Hopwood. And the doors open at 2 p.m. for the cash party, and the first drawing is at 3. Before we get into the details and excitement of the event, first of all, congratulations, it's the third year. And Mindy, Zane's mom. Just talk about Zane for a minute, Mindy. I mean, for those who aren't familiar, he was the best, and we miss him all the time, especially Mindy recently shared a video of Zane. He was a Morgantown city police officer, and he must have just been out working, and somebody somewhere, it was like a bar, but it was like open, and they were playing cornhole. Well, Zane took the, what is it, like a beanbag, yeah, and just threw it, got right in there, and it's just him. I mean, he just was very, very sweet and kind, funny, ornery, but I've said this so many times, I never heard him gossip one time. He was someone that everyone wanted around. So I'm happy that for your family and all of his friends that he's able to, his memories still alive. And he loved motorcycles.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yes.
tell us just a little bit about Zane.
So Zane was, every parent thinks their kid's special, and both my boys are special. But Zane had such a quality about just lighting up a room when he walked into it. He was just full of joy, truly full of joy. He loved life. He loved kids. And
animals.
animals. Oh my gosh, there wasn't a stray thing that he didn't try to pick up. And we called him a micro farmer because he had chickens and goats, but he wanted more. We had lots of fun with all of that. But truly, he was special. He had what he called his backseat ministry. And when he became a police officer, he told me that. I said, "Why? Why would you want to be a police officer? You finished college. What were you going to do with? Why'd you want to do this?" And he said, "Mom, if I could change people and tell them about Jesus in the back of my cop car,
That's a good
what
way
a
to say
better
it.
place to
Backseat
do
ministry,
it." Backstreet
yeah.
ministry. And, you think as a mom that, okay, he's telling me that just to give me my peace and have some comfort in what he's doing because it's scary out there. But the day that he had passed, his 3 or 4 canine officers that were on his unit with him came into my kitchen, and I was telling the story to somebody, and they said, "That's exactly who he was." And, he would wrestle somebody down and catch a bad guy, pat him down, and tell him he's sorry for invading them. But also at the same time, we talked to him about the Lord. And I remember at the memorial, we had like 4,000 people had come through the line. And
4,000?
4,000. I had no idea. It was just unbelievable. I was so afraid we weren't going to have anybody after day one, and they laughed at me and said, "Yeah, we actually had to rent porta potties for the
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
I
church."
remember that now.
Mhm. And when they came through the line, somebody had come through and said, "I wonder if anyone had told the homeless that he had passed," because he said they're going to be looking for him. They knew him by name.
Yeah.
So it's pretty special.
And that's the thing about Zane, and I'm sure you appreciate the small town when something so tragic
Oh.
happens, right? Because if you live in downtown Manhattan,
Absolutely.
you're not going to get the love and support constantly around the clock.
Absolutely.
1 year, 1
Community
month,
is
3
amazing.
years, 4 years later, yeah. And so from the loss of Zane, Sean, you came up with this event, and talk about how did it come to you? And at what point after Zane had passed did you think we need to do this?
It wasn't very long after that I approached Garrett and Mindy, and it was a heart-wrenching thing for everybody, but especially it was just on my heart that I needed to do something.
How do you know Zane?
Zane was actually the very first friend I ever made, him and his brother both.
Okay.
We'd known each other since we were, little. I mean, she would probably have a better, Mindy would have a better account of that as far as age, but I mean, we were little. And Zane had a ton of friends, so I'm not gonna claim that spot, but for me, Zane was my best friend.
Oh, yeah.
It was heart-wrenching, and part of it was healing for me too.
Sure.
Zane was just the kind of person that you can't just move on and forget about.
Did you guys ride bikes together?
We did.
Okay.
We did whenever we could. Our schedules conflicted a lot because we both worked night shift. He was a police officer, and I'm a truck driver. So, but when we did get to see each other, it was just like picked up right where we left off.
So you said, let's do a bike ride.
Yeah, I said, let's do a bike ride. I had seen a few of them that have gone on for a while in town, and they have a big turnout. And what way, could we celebrate Zane and just make it a big thing?
Yeah. And so then we know who to call if we want to put something together. Rhonda. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. So Rhonda, of course, is the one you want to be on any committee or a part of any organization. Rhonda, if you ever see my number randomly and it's not before the crosswalk and it's not before the Zanes, you're going to think, I better not answer because she's going to get me involved in something else. So this is the 3rd annual Zane Break Iron Memorial Ride and Cash Party. Again, it is Saturday, June 27th, and it's going to be at the Hopwood Ambets. There is a Facebook page. It's the Officer Zane Break Iron Memorial, what is it?
Yeah, it's
Ride.
Right.
And you can see that on Facebook. And there's also a website, and that is zanebreakiron.com. You can order tickets on there. It's ZANEBREAKIRON.com. And so let's talk about this. Each ticket includes registration for ride and entry into the cash party, meal for one person, dessert, and select drinks. Everyone needs a ticket to enter. It's $40 with, upwards of a $24,000 payout. Now, do you have to be there? If you buy a ticket and you can't attend, but you still want to contribute, which I worked that day, but I bought a ticket, and I think I asked, but I forget. You don't have to be there.
You don't have to be there.
Okay. Okay, so they'll call within a half hour of the numbers being drawn. And is this rain or shine?
Yeah, it's rain or shine.
Rain or shine. And let's talk about this thing. This is the, what do we call this? The cash party ticket. Let's talk about this. This benefits, Zane's Foundation benefits scholarships for kids to attend Mount Moriah Christian School. Okay. You want to talk about that, Mindy?
Sure. So this all started back with our pastor, Pastor Mark Scott. And one time he and Zane were in the backyard with a bunch of kids. And again, kids gravitate to Zane, always did. And one of the kids had one of those riding toys that you would, battery operated. One of the batteries died. All the kids were riding up the hill and then coming back down. Well, Zane pushed the kid up because the battery had died. And when he came back down, he said to Mark, everybody deserves to get to the top of the hill. Yeah. And that's where the Top of the Hill Scholarship came from.
Oh, it's called the Top of the Hill Scholarship. Oh,
yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, Zane was not a perfect person. Everybody has flaws. We all walk around with our flaws, right? But Zane had something different inside, and Zane had Jesus. And that peace that gives me, knowing that I know where he is without a shadow of a doubt, that I will see him again in heaven, is because of the foundation that he was given as a young child.
Yeah.
And we often get that as a young child, and we kind of philander our way through life, and then kind of come around to our adulthood, and then it starts to become reality again as to what that really meant for him. And it was important to him. And for me as a parent, knowing that I lost my child, and that I know that there is not this never-ending time that I'll never see him again, gives me such peace. And I want kids out there to know the Lord like Zane knew the Lord. Because it can really change a family. And it starts with kids. It can start with a kid coming home and saying, hey, I learned this scripture today, Dad. I learned this scripture today, Mom. Let's listen to this Christian music that I heard in the car. And it's amazing how that one child can actually change the course of a family's history.
Sure.
So it's just inevitable. And I think with the world the way it's coming to these days, that the more our kids are brought up in a sound foundation with the Lord, that our lives can be a whole lot different.
And Mount Moriah now it's continuing on, is it 9th grade?
Yes.
And then
9th, 10th, and this year 11th.
And this year 11th, and then next year will be 12th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what kind of scholarships are you giving out?
So we are actually giving a scholarship for the school year.
Okay.
And people can apply on Mount Moriah's website. Yes.
Okay.
And that is, those scholarships are approved by a committee. Garrett and I are hands off of that. I couldn't, because I would have everybody and their brother.
I know.
Yeah. So
You'd be making Garrett write some checks.
Exactly. And so, yeah, we have a committee that does a selection, and they are able to then go to school for free.
Okay.
And we were able to provide last year 30 scholarships.
Get out.
Yes. And what that allowed it to do is allowed Mount Moriah to grow then, and to be able to increase those grades that they're going up to. And
Wow.
it's amazing how God just continues to work and work things out for his good. And he truly has. So we're hoping to be able to double that this year.
Wow.
We are already on track to surpassing our what we made last year. So
Oh, thank you, Lord.
yeah, Pastor Mark's goal is 100 kids through Mount Moriah. We will surpass the 30-some that we did last year already.
And is that preschool through
Kindergarten
through? Okay, got
Yes.
it. That's amazing.
Yes, and what great education. Just these kids are coming out. I went to the preschool, the kindergarten graduation last year. And to hear these kids up there reciting scripture and knowing Bible verses. And when things get tough for those kids, they can go to that to help them through. You hear these suicides, you hear these kids that are just struggling. If we can give them that good foundation, what a difference we can make in their lives.
And so is that a scholarship per year?
Yes,
But these families can reapply again. Well, that's really something. Again, this is the third annual Officer Zane Brake Iron Memorial Ride and Cash Party. And the bike ride sign up is at 9 a.m. That's on June 27th at the AmVets in Hopwood. It's 123 Buttermilk Lane. And the doors open at 2 p.m. for Cash Party. So if don't have a motorcycle and you're not into doing that, that's okay. You can still participate and go have fun. And the tickets, you can get those on the ZaneBrakeIron.com, the website.
There's also some local merchants that you can get the tickets at as well.
Right now, Uniontown Chiropractic Center has them. We're getting low. There's about 200 tickets left. So I would recommend getting online and ordering those tickets as soon as possible, because once we sell out the 1,000 tickets, we're at max.
Okay.
And there's also on the Facebook page, there's the ad, there's a QR code.
See, look how Bill does his
And
assignments.
they can snap on the QR code and it'll take you, I believe, to the ZaneBrakeIron.com website.
Right.
And
Which it said is not up and running right now.
It is now.
It is now. Okay, I did this earlier this morning.
And I just learned this. QR codes. I've said, I'm like, well, how do I use a QR code when it's already on my phone? You screenshot the QR code, pull the picture back up, and then it can take you to the website. Do you know
didn't know
this?
that.
I
No.
know.
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
ever wondered,
yeah.
how am I supposed to use this?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see it frame the QR code, and then it brings up a web address at the bottom. You just click on the web address, and bada bing.
So you're saying you zoom in.
Well, no, all you have to do is photograph it.
You have to take a screenshot,
Right.
and then you pull it back up on
don't
in your
even
photos.
have to take a screenshot.
You-
can.
Yeah,
That's if
you
you're
do.
doing it.
But if you're doing it right here, Bill, from here, you don't have to screenshot it. But when you're
Yeah.
taking it from a Facebook page, you do.
Yeah, well, I've taken QR codes from TVs and screens. And
Right, directly.
it all depends on the kind of the
Where you're seeing the
phone
QR code.
and the phone that you have.
This
You
is
know
where
what I'm
I
saying?
need that's where I need my Zach brake iron in my house.
Yes. Well, no, you have me today,
I need my
Mindy.
son.
I needed Kendall because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's a fun fact.
I didn't know either.
See, everyone's learning something today, including the Memorial Ride for Zane and Cash Party, which is Saturday, June 27th. Okay, really quickly, talk about this. So if at 3 o'clock, it's $2,000. It goes up, and then when is the main one? 6 p.m. Oh, it's 6,000 if present, and it's 4,000 if not. And if you guys can make it, go, because every ticket includes a meal for one person, dessert, and select drinks. This is an alcohol-free ride.
The ride, but
The ride.
the event is draft beer and cash bar.
And can people bring their kids to the event after? Or is it a kid-free zone?
Kid free just because
Got it.
of
Of the cash party.
Right.
We added
Okay.
a cash party this year.
Okay.
that's different.
And that'll really up the...
Yeah, and there was a lot of people said, I don't ride, how can I participate? So
Yeah.
we added the element of the cash party
Okay.
to reach a broader spectrum of supporters.
Perfect. And this is rain or shine. Is there anything else that I'm missing about
Well,
this? Rhonda?
there's also some basket raffles. And
Oh,
things
yes.
like
We're
that.
accepting basket raffles.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
taking donations
Yeah, I was
from
going to say, do you
nonprofits.
still need donations? Do you still need volunteers?
We're
Absolutely.
good on volunteers.
Mhm.
Listen, all I'm doing is planning a party. Everybody else is doing the work. I mean, I have so many people who are
Did you just say all you're doing is?
planning
Right.
a party.
It's a big team
She's
effort.
so humble.
And if anybody has a basket and wants to make a donation, how do they, is this number down here a good way to get in touch?
That comes directly to me.
Okay, it's 724-434-3008. And, yeah.
Right. Don't call me because I know nothing. And every time I say something, it's not right. So call Rhonda.
And the way the cash party works is that you're giving away certain amounts of cash every 15 minutes or so.
Yes.
Correct.
And then you have the big grand prize at the end of the day. Up to $24,000 in payouts.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Watch,
God is
you
so
know there's
good.
that one person's going to win like 3 times.
That's okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll let them donate some back.
Fair's fair.
Yeah.
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 And they pay, they pay their dues, they come in, as well as we're going to have pill tickets. And I have a really cool elimination board. It's kind of fun and unique that I'm going to do. I don't want to let all the details out because I want people to come and see what we're going to do. So just to zhush up the fun a little bit.
which you know how to do.
She sure does.
Again, this is on June 27th at the Hopwood AmVets, 123 Buttermilk Lane. It's the third annual Officer Zane Brake Iron Memorial Ride and Cash Party. The Cash Party is something new this year, and I'm sure that it'll continue. Do you hear my stomach? So everyone, you can go to the
Although we have an
zanebreakiron.com.
alien visiting us.
Yeah, they don't want to come see us, Bill. ZaneBreakiron.com to get your tickets. Get them. They're going fast. And you can follow the, is it Officer Zane Brake Iron Memorial Ride on Facebook. And they do. They keep, it's
We'll
a
probably do some
active
live stuff
Facebook
that
page.
day.
And,
Yeah.
and you can't do an event like this without sponsors and supporters.
We have 57 sponsors already.
But we'll take more.
57 businesses and local people have sponsored, and we have different tiers. Many $5,000 sponsorships, and the deadline was actually Sunday, but it's really this Monday because I'm taking the names to the T-shirt place to get them put on
Okay.
on Monday afternoon.
Okay.
So we still can accept some. So call that number or reach out. But 57 sponsors. We're so blessed.
Yes.
We're so
Yeah,
blessed.
we'd run the list, but we only have another hour and a half.
So people go to the ZaneBreakiron.com website to get your tickets and
Right.
go. If you don't have to be a motorcycle rider to go, you can go afterward, which is at 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. Yeah, the doors open at 2 p.m. for the cash party.
Right.
Ron, do you want anything else?
Can I quote Pastor Moore?
Yes.
Okay, so in a conversation with him about planning this the other day, he was telling me how Rooted Church is on point to commit $60,000 to the Zane Brake Iron Foundation and minimum $36,000 to Mount Moriah because they commit monthly. And I says that's upwards of $100,000 towards Christian schooling in 1 year. And he says, yes, that brings joy to my heart, quote, end quote, yeah. So how can you not? We are an unworldly church. We are not an American church. We are a little bit different than the rest. We give our money away, and obviously to good causes because we're getting children Christian education. And
Yeah.
why not Mount Moriah?
And this event does provide scholarships to children who want to go to Mount Moriah, and you can go to their website to apply for those. And how many? 30 scholarships last year, and you're looking to increase those.
Well,
Right.
30 because that's everyone that applied got accepted. We could have done more. So this year, we want you on there applying, and we want to get you in school.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
go and pick up some swag. They've got T-shirts and hoodies and other stuff to pick up. And this is just a great day in celebration of a life well lived.
That's right. That's right. Thanks for coming on again. Welcome onto the show the first time, and I'm see
Yeah,
you
sure.
again.
Thanks for having us. You guys are
And
always
I'll
fun.
always answer your call.
Thank you, Rhonda.
And this is Hot Topics with Kendall and Paul eventually, and Bill.
As the nation and county turns 250, join us at 7 p.m. July 1st for a countywide night of worship, prayer, and unity at the EQT Arena at the Fayette County Fairgrounds as churches gather together to seek the heart of God. As we reflect on America's 250th year, we look ahead with faith and expectation for the future. We believe God is calling His church to greater unity and a renewed commitment to serve our communities. It's more than a worship gathering. It's a starting point for pastors, leaders, churches, families, and believers across denominations to come together with one heart and one mission: to love God, love people, and believe for transformation in our county. Join us as we pray for our schools, families, foster homes, churches, leaders, and future generations. Let's celebrate what God has done and believe together for what's ahead. America's 250, a night of worship, EQT Arena, Fayette County Fairgrounds, 7 p.m. July 1st, hosted by the Churches of Love Fayette.
Hi, this is State Representative Charity Grim-Krupa, and I'm personally inviting you to the Liberty Bell Ball. On Friday, July 3rd, join us as we celebrate America's 250th birthday at the Hopwood Social Hall. This historic evening will feature music, dancing, and an unforgettable atmosphere, celebrating freedom, faith, and the American spirit. Formal attire is encouraged but not required. Patriotic and Western wear are always welcome. And this year, you could become our first Miss Liberty Bell or Mr. Lafayette in our exciting People's Choice Contest, honoring patriots who embody liberty and love of country. The Liberty Bell Ball is also a political fundraiser, supporting my continued work as your state representative. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or find us on Facebook at Charity Grim-Krupa for PA Rep. Don't miss the Liberty Bell Ball, Friday, July 3rd, where Fayette County will celebrate America 250 and party like it's 1776. May God bless America. Paid for by Charity for PA Rep.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
Looking to start a career in nursing? The Indiana County Technology Center is now recruiting for its part-time 16-month practical nursing program at the Connellsville Career and Technology Center. Named the 2025 Best in Fayette winner for Best Post-Secondary School in Fayette County, ICTC Connellsville offers a flexible program designed for real life, combining in-person classes, hybrid learning, and clinical experiences at sites close to home. But don't wait, spots are limited and filling fast. Classes meet just 2 evenings a week from 5 to 9 p.m., plus daytime clinicals every Friday and every other Saturday. Graduates can also earn college credits and gain advanced standing to continue up the nursing career ladder. With a 97% pass rate on licensure exams, now is the time to secure your place for the August start date. Federal financial aid and PA Career Link funding are available for those who qualify. To learn more or apply today, visit indianacountytechnologycenter.edu/practical nursing.
Your local station, WMBS. Hot Topics, Kendall, Bill, Paul has joined us.
Is that yours?
Real quick, the Best in Fayette contest nominations continue. You have a few more days, so if you have a favorite business service that you want to have nominated, go to bestinfayette.com. You can make a nomination. Anybody can make a nomination. And as long as it fits into one of the categories, and if there's a category you're interested in, let us know about it too.
That's right.
So bestinfayette.com. So did you guys do anything this week?
No.
Okay. There was a bit of an event Wednesday, and I know that I was there in spirit. I tried to get a ticket. It was sold out. And then,
from my view, there were plenty of empty seats.
yeah, I probably could just. It's kind of like when you go to a baseball game and it's not sold out, the bottom tier, so you just head on down. But
But you
yeah,
could have sat with the media.
I could have, but I sat in my nice recliner and watched it on my tablet.
On the WMBS.
Facebook, on the YouTube page.
Yes. So we were live streaming. It ended up.
By the way, thanks to the sponsors
Thank you for this sponsor.
who helped us to live stream, because this is an
Oh,
important
yes, for the event. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And if anybody was keeping up with the show leading up to this event that was held this past Wednesday, yeah. Was that the third? Wow. you would know that there was a lot of drama surrounding the event. And when the event was initially posted, Brian knew it was obvious that it was gaining a lot of attention, just data centers, the topic of that in general. And so Brian reached out and said, hey, I'm going to come and live stream. And the coalition,
Hers, no.
Muriel, basically, the coalition said no. And Brian's like, huh? And so it was about 2 weeks of drama. And then we get the media guidelines. And they were outrageous. Basically, we would have no chairs. There would be no tables set up, nothing. And we couldn't put wireless speakers on the stage or tap into the house audio. Basically, they were making it literally impossible for us.
No microphone.
That was for anybody that wanted to
Yeah,
come from
Channel
the press.
11 wanted to come. Yeah.
Correct. And so I was very upset. I mean, you and I talked on the phone. I was talking to Brian. So I called. I got off the phone with Paul. I said, I can't focus. I have to call Vasides. I called Vince, Commissioner Vasides. I had sent a text to Commissioner Dunn. He said he was not aware of that, and which I don't know how, because the part of the coalition is Fayette County, and that was Mark Rafel from the Economic Development Office, or whatever you call it, and Vasides was well aware of the drama that had ensued and that was continuing about this. So I don't know how Commissioner Dunn did not know about it. I don't know. Called Vince, and he said, I'm going to call Mark in the morning. I'll call you back. And I said, you don't even have to call me back. I said, there's probably not much you can do at this point, but if you can, please just do whatever you can to make this fair. I said, because it's not going to look good if they throw Brian Morozak out in the middle of this thing. There's already enough controversy surrounding it, and it's unfair. And so Vince called me the next morning. He said, I talked to Mark, and long story short, he said, have Brian call Rick Fike, who was wonderful. And that is exactly how it should have been done in the very beginning of this. We were there. We were all treated well. Or the organization of it was done well. But it was not a packed house. I don't know if just it was supposed to be packed, but then just people didn't show up because knowing they could watch it.
Maybe they had a late dinner or something.
And they knew they could watch it live at that point,
Yeah.
which Fayette TV was broadcasting it, but to our listeners, they knew at that point that we were going no matter what. I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen. Russ is going to join us in the second half, so I don't want to do too much of repeating. I don't know. I think it was, here's my opinion. You can go and watch it, actually. It's still on our WMBS Facebook page. You can watch it, or you can go to our YouTube page. It has been uploaded there, and watch this town hall.
And it will be there forever.
I think that the journalistic perspective I have is this. I woke up that morning, Wednesday morning, and I turned on my Channel 4 News, and they talked about how there was a similar town hall in Beaver County
The day before.
day before, and that they were turned away at the door. The press was not allowed, Channel 4 was not allowed to go in, and they had a couple of pictures of video of two guys in black, police type uniforms, and they were turned away. And then I found it interesting that the first speaker, I believe, at Fayette County's town hall said, well, we were just, I was just up in Beaver County last night. So he was at that one, right? And they called it a private town hall in Beaver County. And I think that WMBS and some other folks that did not take that for an answer, did not accept that, are directly responsible for fighting the good fight. And at least in Fayette County, getting the door pried open. I believe Channel 11 was at the one that we had.
Is that Channel 11?
I think there was Channel 11 that was in the back of the room.
And there were some independent film people, and then
and
the
there was
paper.
a reporter from, I think, the Pittsburgh Business Times sat in back of me, and he was
Herald
a print, the Herald Standard. I met the reporter from the Herald Standard there.
Of Connersville Courier.
Yeah, but the point I think is that WMBS and your station owner was there, Steve. I got to meet him. That they really did fight the good fight here and help pry that door open and make them change. And Brian wrote a Facebook post about it. We couldn't have been treated nicer.
Yeah.
But I think that's all due to the fact that pressure was exerted from the elected officials. As you say, you got to give Vasides credit.
Totally.
for at least taking, he's responsive, and he's trying to do the right thing in his mind, what he believes needs to be done. And there's no need to have this level of secrecy. I was also encouraged by a really interesting thing. As on Facebook, there's a lot of debate, and I debate with a lot of people in newspaper newsrooms. We always did do this. People may think that it's new or exciting that you're disagreeing with this person. Doesn't mean that I don't respect that person.
Sure.
It means that we have very hearty disagreements of opinion. But when I posted the media rules that were there and said, take a look at these, there was 3 or 4 people from my newspaper career that some of them I never even worked with, who were like, who wrote these rules? Dog and Pony Show. All the things that my reaction to it, and they sort of rallied around this cause. And then one of them said, like, this isn't Russia. I've said that on the show. They think the same way that I did, in terms of the reaction to it. And I'm encouraged by that because that type of thing bonds people together, brings them back together, and there's a common thing. There's like, look, I might agree with this and you might disagree with it, but we both agree that everybody should be heard, even though we may have different points of view otherwise. I think you'll get a chuckle out of this, as I did. We found out at the Fayette County data thing, the media rules, the data center town hall. I asked, where did you get these rules in the first place?
Oh, yeah.
They were from the '84 Lumber Golf Classic, which I asked Brian, when was that? And I think he told me 2003 to 2006. That was a private event.
Yeah.
There's rules for a private event, a golf tournament. And how you would think that those should apply tells me that you also planned for this to be a private event, very tightly controlled messaging, okay? Very tightly controlled media feed, and much similar to the one in Beaver County. So to me...
And if it wasn't, they presented it that way.
They presented it that way. And I do believe that that was the goal here, is to go out, and I heard the one speaker say, like, basically, I'm not here to soften the beach, I'm here to tell you how it is. No, you're here to soften the beach. And you have an organized effort. Let's go to Beaver County, let's come to Fayette County, and let's all give our spiel there. And that's exactly what it is a spiel. So I don't want to talk much more about it. I'll let you weigh in on that. But the '84 Lumber Classic rules have nothing to do with a public town hall to discuss a big, hot community issue.
Well, just imagine how the whole media landscape has changed in the last 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. I think this also shows the downfall of letting AI write your rules. Because basically, probably AI just found these rules and printed them out for them. So.
Well, they took the rules from a classic that happened over 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
A golf class. But something, and I had sent the media guidelines to Shelley Bortz, is a friend of mine. And I said, have you ever seen anything like this? And she said, never. Like, she was actually stunned. She said, I'm emailing this to my boss.
Another reporter who does this for a living is stunned to see this, these restrictions.
Yeah. And I don't know, I'll wait to the second half to share my takeaway from what, and I went there hoping to have at least one of my questions answered. None of my questions were answered, but we'll get into that later.
Yes.
But what I was in there and I was looking around, and I saw Muriel, Mark, and like 2 people that we've completely roasted because of our experience with them in the past 2 weeks at the station. And it made me so resentful because I thought, here we are, we're set up, we're all getting along, meaning like WMBS and the other reporters and the other people from whatever media entities were there. And I thought this was all for nothing. And I even said to Paul, and I think I said to Brian, I said, you think they were going to let us set up the whole time?
No.
And it was just like, why did you do this? Why did you put us through this and make yourselves look so bad? It was a PR nightmare for the chamber, a PR nightmare.
Because they wanted it to be closed and presented as though it was open. It's
Because
the same as Beaver County.
Because they thought they could get away with it.
They thought they could get away with it. Thank you, Bill. And every once in a while, and this is why all my media friends and former friends of mine, editors, that sort of thing, weighed in. Sometimes you just got to push back and say, guess what? You don't get to do this. You don't get to get away with it. And I'm glad that somebody, in this case WMBS, was leading the charge on that. And I'm proud to have been sort of a little part on asking that very basic question. What do you have to fear by doing
Paul,
this?
you were a much larger part than you
It was all unnecessary, as you say.
It was, and
It
why?
was
A
all
waste of energy.
And it makes you look bad having done it. And now we're looking at where we can say, well, which officials really, came down on the side of transparency and did their best to make sure that this happened. I was told, a very, very reliable source, that one of the excuses given was, well, why can't you tap into the feed that they're going to have there, the box, or they call it, or whatever, right? That they do at the commissioners' meeting. I guess WMBS taps
And Rick
into this box.
and Brian have had a
And I
great
said,
working
well,
relationship.
and the answer was given,
It's too far away.
the feed is over here, but they're going to be on the other side of the room over there, and it's far away. And Vince said, well, then get them a long cord. Solution.
Exactly.
I mean,
We didn't know. We had no idea that he was so brilliant.
but it's common sense
It's
solution.
common
that-
sense.
But if you want to throw up roadblocks, you can try to do that. But
We're grateful for that Vince made that call at the final hour, and we were able to be there.
And the problem
for
is,
our community.
The problem is it should never have happened in the first place. And we will be back with more hot topics as we wrap up hour number 1 next.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate. When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed. The 2026 Best in Fayette contest is officially underway. Now through June 17th, it's time to nominate your absolute favorite local businesses. This year, we've added exciting new categories including Best Tattoo Artist, Fish Fry, Credit Union, Gutter Services, Property Management, and a lot more. Voting kicks off on June 24th, so don't wait. Show your local love and nominate your favorites today at bestinfayette.com.
Attention, active and retired coal miners. Have you been screened for black lung? Here at the Black Lung Clinic at Centerville Clinics, we offer yearly screenings, diagnosis, education, and treatment options to help you live a fuller, healthier life. We provide care regardless of your ability to pay. Call Centerville Clinics today at 724-632-6801. Do it today.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
gentleman who was in concert just about a week ago. That's Bruce Springsteen getting us back in. Our own Nick Barczyk went to the Springsteen show. Cool. And he said it was excellent, but I've seen Bruce 4 or 5 times, and it's always a great show. Did you know today is National Donut Day?
No, but we can't even think about donuts because we have the farmers market here in Uniontown, Bill.
Well, maybe we should sell donuts at the farmers market.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah, is it?
And it's up and going.
Up
It's
and
at Bailey
running.
Park on the Pennsylvania Avenue side. You can park across the street at the South Union Township Sports Complex. It's a very nice farmers market. I believe it opens at 9 and then it's finished at 1. But let me tell you, if there's some things that you want there, get there early. They have other vendors like food trucks and things like that. It's a very nice farmers market, and the Uniontown Parks and Rec Board is responsible for putting that on. And also, if you go to the Fayette County Community Action Agency's Facebook page, they have the list of the where you can get the seniors farmers market vouchers, and they have them everywhere. So Bullskin is on June 9th at 10. Do we have any time here or not? Yeah, okay, I'll read it. June 11th, Mountain Center, 10 to noon. June 12th, Fair Chance Center, 10 a.m. to noon. June 15th, Uniontown Center, 1 to 4. 18th, Uniontown Center, 1 to 4. June 22nd, Maple Gardens, 10 a.m. to noon. June 22nd, Heritage Apartments, 12:30 to 2. 23rd, Meadow Heights, 10 to 12. June 24th, Poplar Apartments, 10 to 11:30. 24th, Beeson Apartments, 12 to 1:30. Marshall Manors on the 29th from 10 a.m. to noon. White Swan Apartments, June 29th, 12:30 to 2:30. And Fair Chance High Rise is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that's on June 30th. You can find this information on the Fayette County Community Action page.
That's where I was asking where you were getting that information. Now go out and get a donut. Well, one donut's not going to kill you.
Tomorrow is the Walk for Water at Hutchison. It starts at 10 a.m. Sign-ups, I think, at 9. Very nice, and it brings awareness to water insecurity. Next year, I want to get these people on the show because we need to see more people turn out.
And we'll be back with hour number 2, and Russ Rhodes is going to join us, talk about the so-called town hall. That is next after the news on your local station, WNBS Uniontown.
President Trump calls the numbers incredible. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. After an employment report for May, much better than economists expected, 172,000 jobs created. The numbers for April and March also revised higher. But there's a lot of selling on Wall Street.
Right now, Wall Street just doesn't understand that the Trump economy is really creating an economic golden age.
National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett says investments spurred by the Trump agenda are beginning to show up. President Trump just telling reporters he'd like to see lower interest rates, speaking on his way to Wisconsin for a farming roundtable. Right now, though the Dow is down 384 points, the Nasdaq's down more than 700. Ukraine's president just calling for greater pressure on Russia as Russia's leader declines an invitation to meet.
During a discussion at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, Russian President Vladimir Putin rejected a proposal by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky for a face-to-face negotiation, saying he sees, quote, no point in it. The refusal follows an open letter to Putin that Zelensky published on Thursday, offering to resume peace talks while also taunting Putin over things like inflation and Russia's dependence on China, and saying, quote, after 26 years in power, age is beginning to take its toll. Putin is 73. Zelensky is 48.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Zelensky says Putin doesn't want to end the war. The Chicago Bears, who've played in Chicago for more than a century, appear set to make Hammond, Indiana, their new home.
The Bears Board of Directors has voted to advance its stadium project in Hammond, choosing so over Arlington Heights, Illinois. Bears President Kevin Warren says a world-class stadium will transform the region that connects northwest Indiana to the south side of Chicago. The exact site in Hammond still to be determined.
Fox's Jared Max. The decision to cross state lines comes after an incentives package to keep the Bears in Illinois failed to pass the state legislature. America is listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The daughter of a woman who was murdered on a train in Atlanta is speaking out as the federal probe of the city's public transit system begins.
Shanae Sam's mother, 66-year-old Margaret Swan, was stabbed to death on a MARTA train at the Oakland City Station in Atlanta days after a man was stabbed and injured. She told Fox 5 Atlanta her thoughts about Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy ordering an investigation.
I'm glad it's happening, but it shouldn't have took what my mom had to go through what she went through in order for Marta to be investigated.
The Federal Transit Administration is looking into crime and fare evasion, as well as how funds are spent on security. John Elijah Matthews was arrested in Fulton County, but faces a federal charge of committing an act of violence causing death on a mass transportation system. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A Trump immigration policy has just been struck down by a federal judge who says the lives of countless immigrants were thrown into legal limbo. The policy, enacted after the shooting of 2 National Guard members in D.C., made it harder for immigrants from nearly 40 countries to stay and enter the U.S. President Trump engaging with major auto executives this week over proposed legislation aimed at protecting people's right not to use dealers for car repairs.
President Trump says he met with leaders of both Ford, GM, and the National Auto Dealers Association, saying they don't want people to fix their cars, which the president called strange, as the auto industry continues sparring with independent repair shops and other groups over the ability to repair new vehicles. Dealers oppose broader repair data legislation, citing intellectual property and aftermarket concerns, as Congress considers multiple proposals that could expand independent repair shop access to vehicle diagnostic information. The auto service market is worth about $200 billion annually.
Fox's Jeff Benasso. The selling on Wall Street is happening even as U.S. oil prices also drop, getting back under $90 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The award-winning local district and statewide news is being brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, a leading provider of preventative and rehabilitative services to promote physical wellness for patients of all ages and abilities. In your neighborhood with new state-of-the-art facilities on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare. And now to the news. And good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's mostly sunny and 83 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather after the news. The Herald Standard says a town hall at Penn State Fayette this week drew about 250 people to discuss the regional economic benefits and environmental challenges of potential data center developments. While labor and industry panelists highlighted substantial construction jobs and local infrastructure growth, experts warned of long-term employment drops and potential impacts on air quality, noise, and water. Community members expressed skepticism and called for a more balanced debate, though local officials plan to use best practices to implement strict zoning and self-powering requirements before approving any future proposals. Police in Rostraver Township served search warrants at an animal sanctuary off Route 51 near Adams Drive after neighbors complained that an expanding rat infestation was overrunning their homes. Investigators discovered more than 50 pigs as well as dogs and cats living in deplorable and unsafe conditions, both outside and inside the home. The owner, Wendy Kramer, is facing criminal charges, township citations, and the local government has officially condemned the home. Humane officers and police have since returned to the property to rescue the animals. Starting today, under legislation known as Paul Miller's Law, Pennsylvania drivers can be ticketed for using handheld devices while behind the wheel, including while stopped in traffic, at a red light, or otherwise delayed while driving. Drivers are still allowed to use their phones to alert authorities and first responders of emergencies, and can use hands-free technology to make calls, use GPS, and listen to music. The bill, which was signed into law by Governor Shapiro 2 years ago, is named for Paul Miller Jr., who died in 2010 in Monroe County when he was hit by a distracted driver who reached for their phone while driving. If you're looking for a natural way to keep mosquitoes off your skin this summer, patchouli oil might be your new best friend. Here's more from Monica Nelson.
A study highlighted in the Epic Times says researchers found when patchouli oil is mixed into a simple lotion, it can keep mosquitoes away for up to 3 hours. And here's the fun twist. Patchouli oil isn't just for incense lovers. It's long been known for its warm, earthy scent and its starring role in perfumes and aromatherapy. Now scientists say that same scent seems to block mosquitoes from picking up human odor, making you a lot harder to find. I'm Monica Nelson.
WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather just ahead.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
In sports, the Pirates will visit the Atlanta Braves tonight. Mitch Keller will be on the mound for the Bucks, who are 34-29. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame is at 6:50 with the first pitch at 7:15. Tonight's game 2 of the NBA Finals, as the Knicks will visit the Spurs. Knicks lead that series 1-0. Tip-off is at 8:30. College baseball this afternoon, the Morgantown Super Regional. West Virginia leads Cal Poly 8-1 in the top of the 7th. That's game 1 of the best-of-3 series. Game 2 will be tomorrow at noon. Mostly sunny for the rest of the afternoon, 85, mainly clear and 66 tonight. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, a shower storm in the afternoon, 81. Partly cloudy, 83 on Sunday. Mostly sunny, 86 on Monday. Right now, it's mostly sunny at 83 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. It's 2:10 on this Friday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Up next, hour 2 of Hot Topics with Kendall, Paul, and Bill here on WMBS. The award-winning local district and statewide news has been brought to you by NovaCare Rehabilitation, now offering telehealth and home-based care as well. Located on 104 Delaware Avenue in Uniontown, call 724-437-0556 for NovaCare.
Do you enjoy luxury? Well, Live Casino wants to put you in the driver's seat. Ignite your drive and win a new Mercedes-Benz. Look for the specially marked slot machines near the cocktail bar and play daily for your chance to win. All it takes is one bet. Sit down, swipe in, and you could ride off in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. Make your move at Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Hi, this is State
Representative Charity Grimkrupa, and I'm personally inviting you to the Liberty Bell Ball. On Friday, July 3rd, join us as we celebrate America's 250th birthday at the Hopwood Social Hall. This historic evening will feature music, dancing, and an unforgettable atmosphere, celebrating freedom, faith, and the American spirit. Formal attire is encouraged but not required. Patriotic and Western wear are always welcome. And this year, you could become our first Miss Liberty Bell or Mr. Lafayette in our exciting People's Choice Contest, honoring patriots who embody liberty and love of country. The Liberty Bell Ball is also a political fundraiser, supporting my continued work as your state representative. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or find us on Facebook at Charity Grimkrupa for PA Rep. Don't miss the Liberty Bell Ball, Friday, July 3rd, where Fayette County will celebrate America 250 and party like it's 1776. May God bless America. Paid for by Charity for PA Rep.
So what's the difference between the sheds I see in the parking lot of the big box stores and a professionally built and installed JDM Structures shed from Ultimate Structures? Good question. First, the manufacturer, JDM Structures, is one of the premier shed builders in business for 34 years. They use composite materials for the exterior with baked-on paint. This ensures you'll have an extended lifespan for your shed. And listen to this, 75% of Ultimate Structures orders are personally designed to satisfy the customer's needs. That's right, and the turnaround time for a custom designed shed is no longer than just buying a stock shed. Compare the roof designs, the superior piano door hinges, the quality of the wall panels, and personal customer service, you'll see. Come to the Mega Lot on Route 51 South, just outside Perryopolis. You need a shed? We can help. We design what you desire. Ultimate Structures.
Tired of running out of hot water? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is your local source for reliable tank and tankless gas water heaters. Whether you're replacing an old unit or upgrading to an energy-efficient tankless system, we have options to fit your home and budget. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you get dependable hot water when you need it most. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com. Koval Building Supply. Everything you need to keep your home running comfortably. Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Your local station, WMBS, hour number 2 of What's on Your Mind.
No, this is Hot Topics, though.
Well, wait a minute.
That's what's on Bill's
We
mind.
have.
What's on your mind, Hot Topics?
We have Russ here, so it's kind of like What's on Your Mind. Hot Topics had a baby.
I guess, but it's Hot Topics. So when we go on Russ's show, we're on What's on Your Mind.
Okay.
Anyways, the whole gang's here, and we are being brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, Madewell Services, Full Lawn Care and Cleaning Services, K2 Engineering, Caldwell Banker, Law Ridge Realty, Hicks and Buzz Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. 724-438-4593. Open conversation. We are live streaming on our WMBS Facebook page, so you can go and contribute. Bill, are you keeping an eye on the feed as you do so
We
well?
are,
Thank you.
and we're up and running. Again, want to thank our guests in the first hour.
Yes, we had a great group of people here.
The third annual Officer Zane Breakiron Memorial Ride. And again, if you go to zanebreakiron.com, they'll have all the information about how you can sign up, get a ticket, donate, whatever.
That's right.
So, well,
Let's get into things.
as I said earlier, nothing exciting happened this week, did it? No. Okay, well, we can always talk about the Pirates. Right, well, didn't we have a dog and pony show sometime this week?
It felt like it, Russ.
Yes. Yeah, right. Get off your phone, Russ. Come on, there's things to do here.
I'm
Wake up, Russ.
multitasking. I'm doing business as well.
You weren't multitasking. You weren't listening.
I was listening. You
Yeah.
said, was there a dog and pony show?
Yeah.
See, proves
and
I'm
then she
listening.
said- yeah. Maybe not responding.
I'm sorry. You don't look like her, but you're sounding a lot like my wife.
I swear to you, I swear to you, whenever you repeated back what he said, and you said, "See, I'm listening," I thought, I bet he says that to his wife, and that would fire me up.
Oh, trust me, I was married for 19 years. I know exactly. Yeah, sure, honey, no problem. I've got you. You said something about your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So again, with the data centers and the town hall that was hosted by, it was the FAPEN, the Redevelopment Authority of the county, Fayette County, and the Fayette County Chamber of Commerce. You can view that on our WMBS Facebook page, or you can go to our WMBS YouTube page and view that. Sometimes, well, not now, Facebook has changed. And so after 30 days, our live streams go off of our Facebook page, but you can always go because they're archived on our YouTube page. So the data center was on Wednesday, and they had, Paul, why don't you just go ahead.
I have a few things I jotted down here, and you can weigh in on. Let's take them sort of one at a time, right?
Oh, okay.
The form of questions, and I brought this. They gave you this at the door, and this was the speakers, okay? Then over here, there's a QR code that you were supposed to take your phone and snap and with your camera, and then this would take you to a site where you could ask a question. We got there early. You and I, and Brian was there. Russ was there, and Brian were there when I got there. Then you came a little bit after me, in the media area. And so we submitted our questions before the thing even began.
Yeah.
Right. And then Rich Fitzgerald at some point started to read the questions, and
He was the moderator.
They were, and as I suspected, they were the questions that were the easiest ones to answer. Like, how would this be for roads? How would this impact roads? Or what should you ask for? My questions, I sent it twice, and they were very similar, right? And I'm going to read you my question, but it stayed in the queue because I showed it to you, right? It was marked still under review.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And at 5 a.m. Thursday morning, I got up and got on my phone.
And it was still there?
And it was still there saying still in review.
Mine was too.
And as we were going back at this, I was telling Kendall, look on my phone here. This question is 12 minutes old, and they're asking it already. Right?
I think he was going from top to bottom.
It might have been.
My question is still under review.
And mine is still under review too. And I'll read
Yours
you.
is too?
I wouldn't hold out
It
a lot
was.
of
I
hope.
haven't looked now, but I'm going to find my question. I screenshot it, right? How much do regular customers' electricity and water bills typically go up within a few years after a data center or centers going online?
Good
As far as I know, it's still under review.
My question was, can you guarantee that our utility bills will not increase in the event data centers are built in our county or surrounding counties? My other question was, how can this county benefit from tax revenue with data centers if we are taxed completely different than Virginia, for example, Loudoun County? And so my questions were answered. I'm sure some people's questions were answered. I don't know. But here's the thing. There was somebody that was on this panel that was supposed to be there. He wasn't there, but he did provide.
A video
he
presentation.
sent a video. Yeah.
Yes. Which, by the way, I would have put on first. I would have taken. If I was in charge, I would have done that first, because I think he laid things out very well.
Yes.
In his presentation.
Yes.
And although he said he is pro data centers, he was upfront with the negatives and how a community should address these negatives.
If they want them. He was more of he's from Loudoun
and
County.
And that's Mike Turner, and he's the vice
right.
chair and Ashburn District Supervisor of Loudoun County.
Yeah, and so down there, their data center alley, they do this, they fully embraced it, but he was at least very, in his presentation, which still was tilted, I think, toward a pro data center position, because that's his background, but he was at least saying, if you decide to do this, here are the things. But he wasn't pushing it and saying they're great and wonderful. He was saying, if the community wants it, here's the things that you need to consider. Here's the 15 points or whatever, 6 points.
Learn from our 25 years of having data centers.
But he wasn't hard selling it.
And his exact words were, I firmly believe there's nothing inherently good or bad about data centers. It rests on the shoulder of the local community. Something he said, every day for 16 years, there hasn't been a day that a data center wasn't being built in Loudoun County. What stood out to me, and I had turned to Paul and I had said something, So this is projected for 2027 in Loudoun County. 2.9 billion in local tax revenue. Of that, 1.3 is data center revenue. A third is real property taxes. 2/3 is personal property taxes. I quote, taxes on the guts inside of the data center.
That's what he said.
That's
But
what
we
he said.
don't have personal property.
But
Kendall and I've
we
talked
don't.
about this. We don't have personal property tax
Well,
in
not-
Two-thirds
Pennsylvania.
is a big number.
Right. And that would be the cost of your equipment. So when I was at the Herald Standard, for example, we had a printing press in the basement of the floor, right? Personal property means every business. You just can't say it's for data centers. It would be
Exactly.
WMBS's equipment. What is this stuff worth?
Well, and
you're going to be taxed on this.
And I've taken it a step. I brought this up on my show. That means the $50 you pay to register your car every year in Pennsylvania
Would
is
raise.
now going is going to be based on the value of that car
in
now.
Virginia,
And all
my-
of these
my-
things
my-
would have to
you know,
happen in Harrisburg for that.
It's not going to. My uncle lived
Sure.
in Virginia, Manassas, for many years. He passed away a few years ago. But they you may know this, Bill, from being
Oh,
down
yeah,
there.
I do.
You pay personal property tax every year on your car. So if you buy a $40,000 car this year and you pay $40,000 for it, you're paid on the value of that car this year. Maybe next year it goes down to 35 or 37. You pay on that. If it's down, it's only worth $1,000. You pay tax on the $1,000 every year. You pay on your personal
I don't
property.
know what that tax is. I don't know.
I don't know the
it's
percentage either.
1% of the
But
value.
you still-
I don't
you
know,
still
but
pay
you
on it.
and it's going to be more than the $48 a year you pay for your car now.
Something else that he said, Mike Turner, which I agree, the video should have been first because it was they did a nice job.
Yeah.
For infrastructure, he said, and I quote, "They don't put cars on our roads or kids in our schools." Data centers.
Interesting.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, the one. This,
Well,
I
I think
What does that tell
I
you?
think what he means by that is once they're built, it's not taxing your infrastructure. It's not taxing your schools by putting more students in.
But what does that tell you? And what does that tell you
increasing-
though?
But what Kendall's point is, and I agree with this 100%, I zeroed in on that as well. He's basically said that one of these data centers, and I'm going to throw this out there, I think it's accurate, it would generated like $400,000 a year in extra taxes in one data center, okay? One of them either was in that ballpark or said that directly.
I think he
Okay.
mentioned the one that's going up in Beaver.
Okay,
in Beaver
so
County.
okay, that was Beaver County one. So it's $400,000 some extra taxes coming to the school district, but very minimal, if any, increase in student population.
That means it's
That
not bringing
means
jobs.
it's not going to create jobs that people move to. I have very good friends. One of them ended up in Fayette County because her father worked at a power plant, West Penn Power Plant in Butler County. And when they were opening up Hatfield, they said, "We're going to give you a promotion. You move down there." They moved to Fayette County as a result of that. So people should be understanding of if these data centers are going to be the economic future of Fayette County or a big contributor to it, right? They're going to bring in tax revenue, but they're not going to have any more kids in the school. That tells you the minimal impact that they're going to have on the number of jobs that they're going to provide because people would be moving here with families and having kids and they could project that, right?
Yeah.
And to the point of Sean Steffi, who is from the Boilermakers Union, Boilermakers Local 154, he did a great job as well. I mean, the people up there speaking were speaking to their truths, right?
Yeah.
And you know, whether or not the data centers come here, you know, they're going wherever they're being built. He was encouraging young men and women to come join the local union and work. And yes, and we were talking to George out there, and I said, "Are you for them?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Why not?" And I said, "Okay, but why?" And he said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "You ask me why not, and I can tell you, but you're not telling me why." And it went back to the union. We know George is a union guy, okay? So that's great. Whatever jobs are being created for blue collar
construction
jobs, yeah, that's great. But those jobs are to do the project. Once that project is complete, and here's another thing.
But the argument on that, Kendall's going to be is the men and women that are in the union trades, they're used to that. They are, for lack of a better word, they are gypsies in the workforce.
No,
they
that's-
move from
construction
they
job
move
is
from
permanent,
construction
yeah.
job to construction job.
Of course, but it's not bringing. We're not getting 300 engineers moving into Fayette County.
No, we're not.
Believe me, I wish we would because
Yeah.
you know my policy. I look for the go around. But
With the union label. No
yeah,
label,
I
no.
wish that our area was being flooded with more professionals of a similar age to me.
Why?
But,
They don't have anywhere to move.
but here's the thing. that's not forever. And it's not about not having an open mind to data centers. We're not arguing that we don't need data centers in this world. The argument is, why do we want them? Why do we need them here? We have cheap land and we have people who they're going to offer money to for their land who need the money. But what does it do to our? We didn't get any answers in that town hall that answered the questions about what it has done to people's utility bills.
The first speaker, I believe, I think it was the guy who had a question from the audience, and then he got mad and walked off the stage. That's that wasn't covered by anybody. By
Was
the
that
way.
Brian Kennedy?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe it was him who basically gave a PowerPoint presentation, of course, and said, "Well, I'd work at a big data center in Pittsburgh." Did he not say that?
Yes.
And you wouldn't even know it was there. I mean, basically, but I'm not here to soften the
It's with
beach on
the
anything. I'm just here to give you the way it is. But
he's with the Pittsburgh
Technology
Pennsylvania
Council.
Council.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania.
The president of Operations and Government Affairs of Pittsburgh Technology Council.
Right. So again, that's a group with a rooting interest in this, and you have to acknowledge that. And then God bless him for coming and giving his point of view in a nice PowerPoint presentation. But I believe it was him who said something about supply and demand with electric. Your electric bill will go up, but only if we don't increase the generating capacity. So the other shoe that needs to fall on this is the increase of the electricity generating capacity. And I believe in his PowerPoint, he made the point that there's this many kilowatts or megawatts right now being used by data centers, and it's going to go up to like 8,000 or something from a really like 182 or something in the next few years. It was in the ballpark, right? Don't hold me to those figures. But he says that was the equivalent of the number of power plants in Pennsylvania that have been decommissioned in recent years, meaning like Hatfield Ferry and other places. So
up in Homer City.
So you're going to try to like make up that now and bring it back? How long does it take to build a power plant, right?
Well, that's why this high tension line
and what if they're
is
not
gonna
built? And what if they're not
eventually
built?
go down to Virginia?
What if they're not built? The statement is, if you don't increase the electricity generation capability, your electric bill will go up because they will be competing for that electricity. And supply and demand means that you take it where you can get the money, right, for your product. So I want to hear more about what are the plans to increase the power.
Well, so then I come back to what the county supervisor for Virginia said, and what the other board members later on backed up as well. And what I took from it is the townships, the county, the people have the power in all of this. So if you're worried about that, you make sure if they're coming here that they're bringing their own power. They build their own power generating plant on site to power their needs. So it doesn't take away from us, doesn't take away from the homeowners. They're not competing with the homeowners. They've got their own in-house supply. And so that's one of the, again, it's up to us, the residents of Fayette County, if this comes to fruition at all, to say, okay, yeah, we blessed, you guys can come, you're bringing your own power source.
What about the water?
Well, again, that was, so they also said, there's two systems right now. There's the open source and there's the closed loop system. You make sure you go with the closed loop on that. So yeah, you've got the initial, filling up the radiator, so to speak.
Like filling up your swimming pool one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it recycles it.
Yeah, but eventually you do have to drain your swimming pool.
Eventually.
That's another topic.
Well, and then we tell them they got to go to Walmart and buy bottles of Evian water to
Yeah,
use.
exactly. Those gigantic water cooler bottles. Yeah.
All the good ideas.
Well,
yeah, that's it.
We'll have more. Yeah. But and what happens, by the way, if they do build their generator and it's coal? That's another question for another time, like after this on Hot Topic.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
That sneeze was in a different zip code. and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
Find your place in the sun for fun this summer with First Federal of Greene County. Dreaming of a backyard refresh? Leverage your existing home equity and ask about a home improvement or home construction loan. First Federal will help you dive into any new project. A swimming pool, patio, outdoor kitchen, even a new driveway or garage. Whatever floats your boat. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means more outdoor living. Are you planning on adding a new deck this summer? Well, Home Warehouse, a Best in Fayette winner for home improvements and windows, is the place to go for all your home exterior needs. Home Warehouse has a great selection of easy-to-maintain composite decking and vinyl railing to add value to your home and increase outdoor living space. That, as well as siding, shutters, windows, doors, roofing shingles, metal and rubber roofing, soffit, fascia, and flooring, too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, shop local. See Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse on Connellsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon.
They're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com. Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Your station WNBS Hot Topics. Kendall, Paul, Russ, Bill, and you at 724-438-4593. The topic of the day is the town hall, the informational gathering that was held Wednesday regarding data centers here in Fayette County. I find it interesting you were mentioning that that there's already in the pipeline, it sounds like they're planning more than one of these data centers.
They said that they didn't have. There were no known projects.
Well, one of the things they said, the worst topic is talking about ghost data centers. In other words, the centers that are out there on rumors, because you have no facts to base anything off of. It's just rumors. There's nothing been announced. There's nothing formal, concrete.
Just because they haven't announced it doesn't mean conversations aren't taking
Sure,
place and movement
absolutely.
isn't being made. And I think that was a really stupid thing to sort of say. Like, nothing's been decided yet. Well, why are you here then?
I also
If you
really
didn't
wish,
if you didn't see the potential and you weren't trying to stoke that flame, then why are you even here having this so-called town hall?
And then why did the chamber put it together? Why had these other entities sponsor it?
even with the closed loop system with the water, okay? That 2/3 of the revenue that comes from the personal property taxes in Loudoun County, Virginia, in any personal property tax state, that changes so much for me. Where do we benefit? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know.
So the promised tax revenue is not going to be as much as they're saying that you get because of the nature of the tax.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
until we would fix that in
Mhm.
the Pennsylvania level or tax everybody's personal property, you're not going to get that kind of a take. But it sounds good to say, well, you're going to get $400 million from this data center, but 2/3 of it's going to be personal property tax,
Mhm.
which you don't have. Then be honest about it. That's a good question that should have been asked at such a town hall meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish he would have been there to ask, because I think he would have been.
I
Like,
think
the
he would
star
have
of it.
answered the question. I
Yeah,
mean, I think
for
the guy was
sure.
pretty good.
And it didn't seem like any one of them, I will say, were there to hide anything. They were just telling their truth.
Yeah.
Right? And it did get a little loud a few times, which was like disappointing. I mean,
A couple questions.
And I
from the
mean,
audience.
yes, it was disappointing to see the interruptions, but understandable too. Yeah, yeah. You know, because of how the format was,
How it was
asking
structured.
questions. You know, a question was answered, which lends itself to a follow-up question, but you couldn't have the follow-up question, type of thing. So.
Well, I think after that initial outburst where the guy walked off the stage and said, "I'm out of here," I think that the rest of the panelists did try to be
They
a
did.
little more middle of the
They
road.
did.
It sort of changed the tone of
Mhm.
things a bit, right?
they were learning to read the room as
Yeah,
time
read the
went
room a
on.
little bit more and say, like, hey,
Yeah.
if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
We're just here
Yeah.
to say, if you want it, here's the good stuff about it. For the most part,
Mhm.
that's what I took away from
Yep.
it, right? We talked briefly there. Kendall has the flyer here with the booklet, about the indirect jobs thing. I wrote that as a note on my phone. And they say, like, well, yeah, the data center does this, and it will hire X amount of people, but there's all these indirect jobs down the line, I don't really focus too much on that. Because how do you trace these indirect jobs, right? They'll just act like, Fayette would do this a lot. And we create these jobs here. That dollar gets spent in Fayette County 18 times, and that supports 10 additional jobs down the line. And there's no real firm way to track that, right?
No.
You could go on vacation to Myrtle Beach and spend your money there.
Yes.
And there's no way that that's going to circulate in Fayette County's economy. So I always sort of say gloss over that indirect job stuff because that's just puffery to me. Let's talk about the concrete jobs that you're going to create and sustain that you can count on.
But the the add-on jobs, there is in some cases I think you can look at that, and they did address that I think a little bit. Why certain components will be made up the road in Scottsdale at the Hitachi plant. Okay, so Hitachi is not Fayette County, but it is a southwestern Pennsylvania facility. It is a
But again, not to be accused of being negative, but just being trust but verify, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a guarantee that they're going to be made at the Hitachi plant? The Hitachi plant may be making all of its transformers for plants in Ohio.
Mhm.
So that the ones in Fayette County, there's no guarantee,
No guarantee,
that they're going to be
absolutely.
built in Westmoreland County, right? There's
Right.
nothing in writing that would say that. Well, we're going to stipulate you have to buy your transformers from Western Pennsylvania Company. That's not going to be a requirement for anybody. They could come from China as far as I'm concerned.
So what's your overall take, Russ?
Well, my overall take is.
We want to talk about Tuesday real quick, too. You're gonna have.
I'm still on the fence, one way or another, and I'm doing my research as I'm urging my listeners to do as well. Saying we're going to continue. At least that's my hope. Myself and Kendall, and Bill, and Paul bringing additional information, whether it's on the pro side or the con side, bringing that information for you to decide on your own, so that you've got both sides of the story. And that's where I am right now.
And you're going to have a show on Tuesday, Russ. You wanna
Well,
plug
right
it?
now, tentatively, nothing's in concrete yet, but one of the gentlemen that was on the panel has said that he will come on my show via phone on Tuesday.
That's the guy that walked off the stage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Brian Kennedy. So
And you can
we
do.
are
I
going to chat.
know you wanted to hear more about. He's going to send you maybe his PowerPoint
Yeah,
presentation.
the PowerPoint that he was using.
Do you plan on asking him? Do you have any like special questions you are interested in knowing?
Well, if you want to send questions to me that I'll relay, absolutely.
Yeah, comment
Yeah.
below. We are live
Yeah.
streaming on our WMBS Facebook page 724-438.
So-
4593. You can comment on the page, and Russ can go back on Facebook, look at the questions, maybe take a few if you, gives you an idea.
And we'll it's up in the air as to whether it's just 1 hour or the full 2 hours of the show.
Two
on
other
Tuesday.
little things I think I'd like to clear up that I listened to talking about this. Number one, when you talk about the possibility of something going into the Fay-Penn property in Spring Hill Township, right? 830 acres, I believe the company,
Yeah.
the Charity Grim Krupa put on Facebook that contacted her that wants to do power generation, I believe. Certain of these things the county commissioners are being pointed at, and it's not going to be in effect in Spring Hill Township at all because they do their own zoning.
Yes.
And Fay-Penn is a nonprofit corporation that owns the property. So there's no real ability, or there shouldn't be any ability to like hang that particular issue on the commissioners. Wharton Township does its own zoning, has for years.
Right.
South Union does. It's probably too small to do a data center geographically wise.
Uniontown does
Right.
its own zoning.
Right, and if they have it zoned that way and Fay-Penn decides to sell it to somebody or do something with it and it's under the proper zoning, then they'll fight their lawsuits or do whatever, right? But it's totally a local decision.
Yeah.
But the commissioners do not oversee Spring Hill
They
Township
don't.
on this issue.
If Spring Hill Township is the location,
Correct.
is the destination for it, yes, the Spring Hill Township Supervisor Zoning Board, will
take
have
care
the
of it.
final say. And I don't know how that property is currently zoned. It may already be allowed for light industrial. If that's the case, you're not going to really be able to prevent them from coming. However, they're going to be able to say you have to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C before you put
I've
that
seen
first
them,
shovel in the
they
ground.
can put conditions on it,
Yes.
and especially if it's a special exception.
Yep.
Okay, and they can say, I've seen them do this, like somebody wants to put a business here and there's residential nearby. They said, well, you have to plant like evergreen trees or put up a 8-foot high fence
Yeah,
all around
or
the
1,000-foot setbacks.
1,000-foot setback and that sort of thing. So
And Mike Turner was very clear about that.
Yes.
And he went through that 15-step thing. You know.
Which, by the way,
Yes, thank you.
I downloaded.
Okay, good.
I have it. I did
For
print
those
it.
who might want to go check that out, Russ, what is the website for that?
That is Loudoun, as in the Loudoun County, LOUDOUN.gov/Ashburn, ASHBURN.
And talk about that, like the 15.
So it's the first gentleman we talked about who did the video presentation. He's vice chair of the supervisors for Loudoun County, Mike Turner. He's been involved in this for 25 years. He put together noise, power, waste, emissions, setback, appearance, 15 best practices for communities considering data centers. So he talks about noise, power, water, emissions, setbacks, appearance. So what the building looks like.
he said, make sure it has windows in it, even if they're fake windows.
Even if don't be just a block building. Make it look nice.
Yes.
And then he went with the pros and cons.
And
on
I did appreciate the fact
So-
that he said he doesn't believe there's anything inherently good or bad. It's just now up to the people.
It's
in
up
your
to
community.
the communities to decide. One, do you want it, and if so, how you want it built.
I think the essence of his presentation was go in with your eyes open. Don't let anybody, sweet talk you. Don't, make sure you know exactly what you're getting into.
The one speaker said, basically, I think it might have been the real estate guy. I'm not
Dan
sure.
Adamski.
But he said, he gave a hint and said, like, basically, if you decide to let them come in, basically strike your best deal that you can
Yeah.
up front. Like, if they're going to give money for parks or whatever, basically drive a tough bargain to get them to pay.
Ask
because
for the sun, moon, and stars.
Yeah, because they have a lot of money.
Listen, these people's pockets are deeper than the sea. So if they're coming to you and you have tons of acreage and they want to buy it, nobody can tell you what to do. It is your personal land to make those decisions. Do not take the first offer that they present to you, because they have checks upon checks upon checks and ink that will continue to write them.
Well, same thing if you're buying a house, you come in with the lowball price, and you have a budget that says, well, if I bid 100,000, but I can pay 150,000.
Yeah, and I wanted to also finally bring up the non-disclosure agreements, the NDAs that were talked about. I think that they've become a bigger issue than they may be in reality, should be, because people act as though there's some big secrecy there, and that elected officials, primarily a couple of the commissioners, have signed NDAs with FAPEN, okay, like for this special
Charity
project.
did it,
I agree with that, okay? I'm just trying to say that those things have been signed in the past, and you can question the wisdom of elected officials signing them, right? And I would tend to agree that if you're going to be making decisions on like county zoning that would impact like data centers, then maybe that NDA is not such a good idea. And maybe you should just say, we're backing out of that, or I'm going to cancel that.
Mike Turner said that.
Right. So it does have this appearance thing going on here. But I think that in the case of the NDAs that they're talking about, that I believe Commissioner Vicides and Dunn have signed, right? That's just sort of like, I don't think that they're voting members of FAPEN's board, okay? But that just sort of allows you, and the reason that people sign them historically, and this, I believe that they signed these a long time before this data center thing. It's not like they signed NDAs because they want to, in secrecy, work to get data centers with FAPEN, right? Or power generation plants. It sort of gives you a seat at the table where when they have a meeting that you can go and you can find out that, you know, Russ Rhodes and Bill Madden want to come in here and open a plant that does X, Y, Z.
Russ, they found out.
Yeah, you know, and that, you know, here's what they're asking for, and here's what we would need to make this happen, whether that be a KOZ or whether that would be whatever. Here's how many people. That you don't go out and blab that to the public and maybe kill the deal, okay? So if I were personally an elected official, I wouldn't sign an NDA. But I think that it somehow gives you, the logic in signing them is, at least I know what the heck is going on and what's being planned. At least I can get some advance notice of it and that sort of thing. So I'm not sure that they got advance notice about these or not, if that was discussed ever. But the part I'm making here is that they have been controversial in the past in certain cases, but they're nothing new, and they were not really signed, I think, in relation to this upcoming effort with data centers. They're just more or less coming to fore at this time.
We have a quite interesting question from a listener on our WMBS Facebook page, basically wanting to know, and I think what they're asking is, they said want to know what happens when all this equipment gets outdated or obsolete, which will happen. I think what they're asking was, were there any guarantees made that they would maintain a part of the community? Or, again, Volkswagen plant comes to mind right away. Did they make any guarantees? Did they? Because you mentioned off the air, Elon Musk is already saying put data centers in space. So what happens when that happens? And was that addressed at all?
Well, I think that again comes back to part of the agreement of allowing them in the first place. If you go out of business for whatever reason, you are required to remove all equipment in a economically friendly way. In other words, you're not going to put it out at the curb for waste management to come along and haul it to the dump.
They have to wait for large
be
scale
properly
recycling.
recycled because of the chemicals and the elements that are in the servers, in the computers or whatever, that can be toxic. So I think that's got to be part of any kind of agreement with any kind of government entity.
Well, and then what happens is we have some YouTuber going through the old plant going, look, this was a busy plant just 10 years ago.
Just like the mall. I mean,
Yeah.
just like the Century 3 Mall, the Uniontown Mall. I mean, they've become more or less eyesores in a certain
Well,
way,
didn't
right?
he say, didn't Brian Kennedy say that Century 3 Mall is now a data center? Did he say
Century 3 Mall is gone.
that? Is there going to be a data center put on there, though?
I don't know what's going on there. They haven't
Go back
said. I
and
mean,
listen to that
things
part.
have been kicked around to, housing
But it
development,
is going to get
apartments.
developed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure he'll mention that again on Tuesday, maybe.
well, why don't we go ahead and take our last break, and then we will wrap up this discussion This is Hot Topics on your local station.
Take the back bus.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. FACT, your community, your connection.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Are holiday bills flooding your mailbox? Are high credit card payments keeping you from paying basic living expenses? Are utilities threatening shutoffs? Are creditors constantly calling? Will you use your entire tax refund to pay creditors? If your answers are yes, call Zebley Law Office for a free in-person consultation to discuss your situation. We are the experts, trusted for 40 years to provide debt relief. Call Zebley Law Office today at 724-439-9200. At Zebley Law Office, we're here to help.
The Garrett County Celtic Festival and Highlands Games return to Friendsville, Maryland this Saturday, June 6th. Experience incredible live music from Sean Healy, Shanty Irish, and Aurora Celtic, along with dance, athletics, interactive workshops, and more. Bring the whole family. Kids 12 and under get in free. It all happens this Saturday at the Friendsville Community Park. To learn more information and to grab tickets, go to gccelticfestival.org. That's gccelticfestival.org.
Closing time. One last call for
Yeah, we're down to the last few minutes of hour number 2. I do want to thank Russ Rhodes for joining us and doing the research that, on the data centers. And Kendall, I believe you've gotten some information.
So yeah, someone sent me a text and they said, the big question for me is now that we know that there are very clear issues with the data centers, what is the county doing to make sure we have updated zoning ordinances? These companies can promise the moon, but unless they're required to take these extra steps and precautions, they're not going to do it. Counties and municipalities, and that's counties and municipalities both, but it's their understanding that only 11 out of what they believe to be 42 municipalities in Fayette County have their own zoning. Like we said, Spring Hill is one that has their own zoning, but all of those municipalities should be working in tandem alongside the commissioners, should be offering their guidance and support. And are the commissioners, and that is a really good question. And if any of the commissioners want to call in, it's getting a little late right now. But
The Pittsburgh Business Times, which covered this, I have the story here. They had a reporter there that covered it, and part of his story says this. Dunn, meaning Commissioner Dunn, said Fayette County doesn't yet have any data center specific ordinances, but that is likely to change. And this is in quotes, quote from Dunn, quote, "We're going to use some of the lessons learned in Loudoun County," end quote, okay?
which I think is important to
To craft the ordinances in case a data center decides to locate in Fayette County. That includes closed loop water systems. This is not in quotes, by the way. Proper setbacks and bringing their own power.
And that was something that we already know from doing our own research, Paul. But even Mike Turner said from Loudoun County that it's changed a little bit. People are kind of tightening up on just the quickly putting them up, and they've made more restrictions and more requirements for these to go up because of, over the last 20-some years, looking back on, I guess, wisdom, right, and trial and error, and lessons learned.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
You know.
But to me, the main thing still remains, what's it going to cost the average person? And
Same,
and,
me
and,
too.
and if the Boilermakers employ a bunch of people, but Fayette County residents, West Penn Power customers, their electric bill doubles or triples because the power generation hasn't been commensurate with the data center growth, then to me, that's the big issue that needs to be resolved personally. I mean, it might be a great thing, and even if 10 people are working there, that's 10 more than you had before. I get that. But if it means that everybody else down the line pays more for their electric bill, and you're on a fixed income, Social Security or whatever, or you're a retiree, which we have plenty of in Fayette County, I don't think it's such a great deal then if you're
And
people's
about to get
electric.
more. These baby boomers are getting older.
Well, we just had First Energy, which is most of Fayette County, 10% increase effective this past June 1, 5 days ago. And is it Duquesne Light that I think was a 30% increase?
Oh, they're 30?
30
Yeah,
in
the other-
for Duquesne Light. Yeah.
And there are stories out there that I've read them in Georgia, in some of these communities,
Oh,
their
yeah.
electric bill has gone up two
And
and
their
three
water.
times, and the water as well. So to me, these are the things that need to be addressed for the average person.
And that is what an open mind is, wanting to know real answers to real questions.
Correct.
And so maybe there will be an opportunity to, but I do like what he said in there that that's going to change about the ordinances.
You know,
Zoning,
going back to Wednesday night,
we're about 1 minute past.
just want to add this real quick. We've all said that this was kind of a pro town hall thing. I would have liked to have seen more anecdotes. Okay, why? Give me some stories that's happened elsewhere.
Yeah.
Give me some results that have happened at current data centers, how it's benefited them.
Both good and bad,
What-
actually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Russ, thanks for coming
So
on.
would have been a
yeah,
nice
Russ,
thing to add to it.
we appreciate
Thanks
it.
for letting-
Kendall, thanks for coming
having
on.
me.
And then Kendall will be on with Russ coming up next week.
No, I won't.
And speaking of coming on,
Thanks,
we've got the Democratic Radio Hour coming up next on your local station, WNBS Uniontown.
President Trump is on the move. Lisa Brady, Fox News. He's heading to a farming roundtable in Wisconsin, and on the way there, cheering the latest snapshot of the economy.
The job numbers just came out, and they were fantastic. Far better than even anticipated. They anticipated pretty good, but they had no idea it was going to be that.
Though he adds he'd like to see lower interest rates after 172,000 jobs created in May with upward revisions for April and March. However, inflation outpacing wage growth, and there's a sell-off on Wall Street. The president tells the Wall Street Journal he wants his incoming acting director of national intelligence to shrink the size of some agencies, pointing to holdovers from the Biden and Obama administrations.
This week, President Trump named Bill Pulte, the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, as acting DNI, raising concerns even from some Republican lawmakers who question his credentials. The president says Pulte will only serve a short time and will not be nominated to the post permanently.